Let's cap off this year's animation explosion with Farmageddon, a Shaun the Sheep movie. Being a fan of Aardman and the Shaun the Sheep franchise, I had a lot of high hopes for this movie. The first Shaun the Sheep movie was a breath of fresh air, a simple and humble movie without a lot of dialogue and delivered on plenty of laughs. My only question with Farmageddon was, what took it so long to come out? I believe it was originally going to come out in April of last year, but then it got delayed like twice, and then over in America it only got a Netflix release? Well, either way, the movie did release in both UK and Aussie theatres, so that gives me the opportunity to discuss it. Was it as good as the first one? Let's find out. Now, I'll go right off the bat and address that this movie's story isn't all that original and is bound to remind you of at least one or two Alien stories. It's about Shaun finding a lost alien on his farm who's trying to get home to her parents, while the farmer opens up a theme park in an effort to exploit the UFO hype going on. It sounds very familiar to E.T., doesn't it? How the main character is trying to return an alien home before the authorities find out. But if there's one thing I took in from the first Shaun movie, it's that even if a story doesn't feel fresh or new, where a movie should get its value from is with the writing and characters. Enough so to make a predictable story feel fun regardless. And thankfully, Farmageddon does just that. One of the most powerful aspects that's carried over from the original is that there's no dialogue. Most of it is just gibberish, which not only adds to how funny this movie can be, but really proves that a story can be told more through visuals and body movement rather than excessive talking, which makes it easier for everyone to understand what's going on, and Aardman always nails that aspect in this universe. You don't always have to keep kids' attention by waggling over the top shit in their faces or a whole bunch of verbal diarrhea. What this movie does to deliver its story is as perfect as can bloody be. And like I mentioned earlier, it's still just as funny as the last one too, mainly boiling down to good slapstick and small attention to detail. It also has a pretty good message on responsibility. Can you see it coming from a mile away? Yeah, since early on it shows that Shaun is getting sick of all the strict rules that Bitzer has set on the farm, but he learns what it means to be a responsible person through his interactions with the alien Lula, and he does suffer the consequences of his actions when he has no limits on what she can do. We also know that Bitzer is only having strict rules just so he can keep Shaun and the flock safe from danger, but the real power of these fairly predictable morals is just the warm fuzzy feeling of happiness that plays out in many areas. This movie is so charming that it keeps me wanting to live there. Even the villain, despite her obvious goals of wanting to find the alien, is actually pretty sympathetic when we learn her backstory about being bullied just because she believed in aliens. She's still very threatening as a villain, but gets the right resolution she deserves that is thankfully not played off screen like the Addams Family. The animation is still fantastic, and I stand by that stop motion animation continues to evolve with the times and prove how good they can look with the right time and effort is put into it. Every little bit of detail that's presented is charming, the characters, especially the new ones, still look simple and quirky, the slapstick is fast-paced and well done, the set pieces are great to look at. Aardman is one of those studios that I know care most about visual storytelling and unique art style, giving them the unique charm that they've always had. And when it comes to the alien technology, the spaceship and how it manufactures, it's just beautiful. And that's really about all I have to say about Farmageddon. It's a very simple, at times painfully simple movie, but it knows exactly what it wants to do and runs all the way with it. I can definitely say Aardman stepped their game up after their last movie was kinda average. I may not like Farmageddon as much as the first Shaun the Sheep movie, but it still packs amazing animation, likable and funny characters, excellent gibberish humor, and good morals for kids to learn. It's everything cute you would want in a children's movie, and in all the best ways. If you have kids and they want to see this movie, I'll say that you won't be disappointed. Whew, and with that, we are finally finished with this year's animation explosion. In conclusion, I thought 2019 was fine for the most part. I'd say it was kinda better than last year, but that might just be because there were more movies that left an impact. It's kind of ironic how most of the good animated movies this year were the sequels, like Toy Story 4 and the Lego Movie 2 and Angry Birds 2. Though I wish animation studios would focus more on making original ideas rather than just making safe sequels to make a quick buck. And with all the animated movies that are coming out this year, that trend still seems to be going on. At the end of the day, all that matters is that there's more good than bad this year. I'll go over each of these movies in March to find out which ones were good or bad, and there's high possibilities that Minions 2 and Trolls 2 will possibly be the worst, but I do enjoy being pleasantly surprised. Thank you all once again for sticking through this entire month just to see what I thought of each of these movies, and I'll see you all again for Animation Explosion in May when I look at the top 3 most voted movies. Link is in the description if you wish to place your votes. Until then though, thanks for watching this video, and keep on playing everyone.